What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sporgo. Today I want to talk about Hotaru. And originally I was planning on doing a rant video about this character because there's a couple things about her that aren't really quite right and really shouldn't be in existence in my opinion. But this is a free-to-play character that everybody is able to get. And in all honesty, guys, even at level 90, even the way she's designed right now, she is a very, very good support. Not the best support in the game, but very, very strong and quite handy. And I did get extremely lucky in this event yesterday, or not those, but I got very lucky in this event right here where I acquired 10 of these tokens, which was freaking amazing. Didn't spend any money, nothing like that. Got 10 tokens, which means that I went ahead and I acquired the full set card set. I got one of the 3 PGs, and I'm just showing you level 90, guys. Now, if she was awakened, we should see a damage improvement because the way the card sets are set up in there is that whenever you use your EX skill or awaken skill, you'll get this increase of all female attack by 20%. I've actually tested this. I think this card set's actually a little bit bugged. This critical damage is working, but it seems like the all attack isn't working. Now, obviously on my Hotaru, it's not going to work because she's just level 90, but I did try this on other female characters, and it didn't seem like the attack buff was actually working. I don't know if it's because it won't stack on top of other attack buffs, or maybe it's just bugged. I'm not really sure. I need to do some further testing regarding it, but the critical damage by 10% is pretty damn massive, guys. Honestly, that in itself, even aside from the increased attack by 20%, is worth it. It is crazy card set. You really should pick it up because even, and I'll show you this in another video, even on another character, guys, it's going to be a massive buff for your team, especially with your free Ivy that we all got in the previous collaboration. I mean, most players are going to be able to take that girl to A5, well, actually A7. They're going to have her EX core unlocked, and you're going to be able to put up a lot of damn damage. And if you got this extra critical damage by 10%, you will be amazed at how much damage that crap can add depending on the team composition that you're using. Remember, when all these runs that you guys watch in Guild Raid, there's all kinds of different support buffs or different ways to play, and this all calibrates as far as how much damage you're actually going to be doing. But Hotaru really is a great character in that, she does have this terrific leadership for female EX fighters by 70%. That's actually really, really good. I can't tell if it's actually better than Athena's 50% increase to EX fighters and 35% increase to critical damage, but this is an insane leadership. It really is awesome. And the other thing that's awesome is that whenever you tag out her and you tag in the next character, that next character is going to get a critical damage by 15% on top of the 10% from the card set. So 25% increase to critical damage, which is nice. It's really awesome that it lasts for 12 seconds. And then it also increased all enemies damage received by 15%, which is nice. Very, very good buffs. Now, something about Hotaru's, like when you look at her kit, guys, her first skill, the increased attack by 50% to females is awesome, plus a decreased damage received by 70%. This lasts for 12 seconds, and we'll talk about some things in a little bit, some things that are kind of caveats to the character. I don't really know. In all honesty, guys, I think Hotaru is bugged as far as her skills, but we'll get in that in a little bit. But this 50% attack is nice to female girls. Right, the lightning is awesome. Right, this is really, really OP, especially for breaking meters against geese. And then we have the hyper armor that does give an increased damage received by 20%, and it is an interrupt skill. It's really awesome to have the interrupt skill on the hyper armor skill, because that way whenever you're dropping her in, because you have this airborne, whenever she's in midair, you can hit this third skill and go immediately into your skills, which is awesome. That's very, very nice because it actually increases her survivability. Really, really good. Now, I'm just going to be using her as a support in today's run, guys. Just as support. You really don't need this card, in all honesty, guys. You just run 2 cooldown cards. But something I want to point out is we do have 1.9 second cooldown on this card, right? And we do have 1.9 seconds cooldown on this card. And, with her, I mean, the cooldown of her skills, if you look at the third skill, guys, it's 10 seconds. So with 4-second cooldowns, I mean, this is only going to be a little over 6 seconds. Right, and her 3 PG lasts, a good 6-7 seconds on its own. So by the time that you finish your 3 PG, what should happen, what generally happens with most characters, or with all characters, is that your skills will be off their cooldown. You could run to your skills. However, I think there's a bug with Hotaru because whenever you do your 3-2-1, you get all your buffs for your females and increased target damage received. whenever you go into your 3PG, you come out of your 3PG, the skills are not ready to go. They're still counting down. And I think that's a bug. I'm not really sure if this drop lightning is actually doing the opposite of what it should do, or in PvE or not, but it seems like it is bug. The other thing that's kind of a bummer is her 3PG is interruptible, which means, guys, whenever you're facing Omega Rugal, whenever you're facing Nightmare Geese, they can interrupt your 3PG. In Geese's case, he'll apply the darkness. He'll do his Raging Storm over and over and over. And in Rugal's case, he will explode on you, which sucks. And you want to use this 3PG because of this effect. Increased attack of all teammates, including yourself, by 50% is massive. This is for everybody, guys. Female, male, it doesn't matter. This is a very, very good leadership. Obviously, it's going to be more toted towards female because of her leadership, right? Her leadership is just nuts. And then the attack buff she has and her skills as well for female. So you want to do this 3PG. You can play her without doing the 3PG, but I'm going to show you guys how you can set up a team that everybody will be able to have using her at just level 90 to get a good score with your A5 Ivy. And when it comes to the guild raid run that I'm going to show you guys, we're going to be using, this team composition here. Obviously, we're going to be using Hotaru for her leadership, and we're going to be using Leona. Leona is a character that people can farm up through the game, right? We've been getting lots of BS selectors, and you can use those selectors on this girl, right? It's really nice because she does have the weekend in her kit, right? And most players are not going to be able to take Hotaru to A5. They're just not going to be able to do it. But with Leona, in Leona's case, you will be able to level her up and you will have this weekend, which increases target damage received by 30%. And Leona does a lot of hits. She breaks meters quite well, as I will show you. But you got to play this team in a certain way for it to truly be effective, guys. I played this for a few hours trying to figure out how I could do this and set up a team that pretty much all players could eventually set up if they wanted to, especially if they were playing during the Soul Calibur collaboration, where they have this insane free Ivy, right? Ivy's got the same card sets as always, guys, the Soul Calibur set and what so have you. I mean, everything's the same as what it's always been as far as what's on her. And Leona actually just has, this set right here that just increases PG rate. You could put a Serena set on her, guys, and it would be just fine. You could easily throw one of these sets on her, but this set right here, you could absolutely slap on her and it would be just fine. It's a set that's always available in the game, okay? And as far as the strikers, guys, what you want to be doing is you want to use a cooldown striker here in Kula, right? You want to use Kula, not cooldown, but Chill, right? You want to be using Chill Striker in Kula. And then over here, I'm using Lady Yashiro because she's completely free to play, just like Kula. And she offers shock damage by 10% and applies all enemies on the screen, which is nice, okay? So, and then we're going to be using Okita. Now, you don't have to use Okita, guys. There is a version of Leona that offers the same effect as Okita, which is increased critical damage by 30%. You can just go out and find that Leona if you want to. In fact, I'll just show you what she looks like here. Okay, we'll go to critical damage, right? And this version of Leona right here, this is the one that's going to give you critical damage by 30%, so you can use her instead of Okita. So let me pull up my ugly mug again, and let's talk about this run that you guys are going to watch here. Now, in this run, guys, obviously we're going to start with Hotaru. Now, I don't want to apply her shock, right? What we want to do is we want to do Ivy first, so that way we have our EX core ready, right? We're going to apply the darkness, and something about Ivy that is very important in this run is using her darkness to help break the meter. Now, there you saw me hit the 3-1, apply the darkness, use Leona, do the 3-2-1, and then do the 3PG. We're doing this so we have the weekend available. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3 after this, right? We're going to hit the weekend. We're going to bring in Hotaru, 3-1, 3-2-1, and then we're going to go straight into the 3PG. Now here's the thing about playing with Hotaru using this 3PG because it is interruptible. You want the meter down to where there's only about 1/8 of a mark left. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a second before you hit her 3PG. That way you can break the meter. Hopefully break it before the darkness is applied, but if it is applied, it's not really a huge deal with Ivy as long as you use her third skill every, over and over and over. Okay, so I apply the darkness 3-1, we do Leona 3-2-1, and then we do the 3PG. We're going to break the meter a little bit, And then we're going to hit our weekend immediately. We're going to switch to Hotaru. Hit the weekend, switch to Hotaru, 3, 2, 1. Right, now let me show you guys something here. I'm going to kind of back up a little bit. Okay. Now look, see where that meter's at up in the top there? The little red meter as far as, whenever we are applying chill and shock. When that meter is in that location, that is when you want to hit her 3PG or a little bit more. You want to hit that 3PG about that time. I've done extensive testing, guys, with her, and I'm telling you, you will do, at least for me, I've done the most damage whenever I time it this way, because you'll do your 3PG, and after you do the 3PG, Geese's meter will be broken, he'll be stunned, he'll be kind of, and then you can bring in Ivy and start doing tons and tons of damage. But that's very, very important in this run. Two things that are very important. Always apply darkness from Ivy before you switch to Leona. Okay? That's going to help break that meter down even faster to where you can go into your 3PG much quicker with Hotaru here. Because this thing is interruptible, guys. You really, and this is how you want it to look. You bring in Ivy afterwards, you apply your 3-1, and then you go and you concentrate and hit the 1 skill and just hold it down, right? We'll do the 3PG, and then after the 3PG, we'll go 3-1. And we'll apply that darkness, okay? We'll apply the darkness, and we'll bring in Leona. We'll go 3-1, 3-1, bring in Leona, bring in Yashiro, apply a little shock while we got some darkness applied, and those combinations will help break the meter. Leona does a lot of hits in her 3PG, and this really helps. And if you look, guys, the meter is like, 2/3 of the way down, right? 2/3 of the way down after Leona, so it doesn't take long for Hotaru applying her shock and then having Kula for a striker to break it down enough to where you can easily go into your 3PG very quickly and then bring in Ivy afterwards and get all the buffs from Hotaru. Now, something to keep in mind in this run, guys, as far as the card set, is that we are not getting that increased attack, right? Hotaru is just level 90. She doesn't have an awakened skill. Obviously, she doesn't have an EX skill because she is an A5. So we're just getting that critical damage, and it did make a big difference, guys, just having that critical damage. Now, this isn't the optimal team. It's not the best team. In all honesty, guys, I think the best team you wouldn't use Hotaru, but I could be wrong. I need to do some testing, but honestly, with one of the best supports, who is Cronin, it's very difficult to play Cronin with her. It's really tricky because of her 3PG and the fact because after she does her 3PG, her skills are not ready to go, right? And I tried hitting her, her skill afterwards and going into her 3-1 afterwards, but I actually lost damage when I did that versus the way that I'm playing it now. I still did the most damage by doing it this way. Now, I want to show you something really quick because I actually forgot to show you guys earlier regarding Hotaru and her skills using her 3PG. So we'll bring in Hotaru here, right? Now, I want you to look at something. We got 6 seconds left on that third skill. 6 seconds left on the third skill. We hit the 3PG. Now, I want you to look at the time of that third skill after this 3PG. All right, I'll go ahead and pause it so you guys can look at this. Now, look at that. Did you see that? That was 2 seconds. I freaking double paused it. All right, but we'll do it again here. I'll show you guys. All right, so you can see it. I actually hit my pause twice by accident. Got a little overzealous. But check this out. And it happens so fast, but if you guys notice, there was 2 seconds left. That 3PG lasts longer than 4 seconds. And I think it is bugged. I think this is bugged, to be perfectly honest with you guys. And it's kind of annoying. If it wasn't doing that, it would honestly be a little bit easier because you could go into your skills afterwards and apply a little more shock and try to break the meter even faster. But because your skills aren't ready, you have to play her in a certain way and you have to have certain strikers in order to really get these nice, good, big damage runs that you're seeing right here. I mean, guys, I've done over 600 billion, but that's with Cronin on the team. Cronin gives an increased target damage received by 70%, and that is OP as hell, and that's a big reason why you'll see those big runs with Cronin. If you're not using Cronin on the team, their damage, it's going to go down compared to other teams. That's just facts, guys, okay? But I don't mean, you can't put up some serious numbers. I mean, we're doing pretty damn well, right? And like I said, I practiced this over and over, and really, the trick really was just making sure that you're using Ivy's darkness. Now, with other characters, you're going to have to set up different teams, maybe different strikers, and so on, in order to make this work. The reason I'm showing you guys with Ivy is because everybody that played during Soul Calibur is going to have Ivy, right? And that's a big, big thing. And I really wanted to have a team that focused and was centered around that, right? But again, guys, that meter is always just a little bit above before breaking, and then I do a 3PG, and then we can go straight into Ivy afterwards, right? It really does suck that a 3PG is interruptible. Honestly, that's quite annoying, so you really have to be very careful how you play Hotaru in order to get the optimal damage out of her, to get the optimal buffs out of her, right? You want to do that 3PG. That's 50% increase to attack and 50% decrease of defenses. That is huge, huge buffs, and you want that. Her passive, her core passive, increased critical damage is nice, but that increased attack by 50% and decreased defense by 50% is just, it's a really, really OP effect to have, and you want to take full advantage of it. And the way that I'm showing you guys right now, every player, even if they have the worst luck in the world, if they just have level 90 Hotaru, if they just have the 1-3PG, and then the set cards, right, that's 7 of those tokens, you can do this. You can absolutely do this, right? And pretty much everybody's going to do it, guys. I mean, I got 10 of those things the first day, and we still got, 13 more days to go. I mean, look at the meter breaking whenever I use Leona and Yashiro, Striker, and the Darkness all at the same time. The meter just starts going down, guys. It's really, whenever you're doing guild raid runs, this is what you're always trying to do. You're always trying to find a way to break the meter at the exact right time, get the buff supplied at the exact right time, before you bring in your main damage dealer, which in our case is Ivy. And originally, guys, I was going to make a rant video, I really was. But after practicing and after playing with Hotaru and setting up this team, I mean, I still am unhappy about the interruptible 3PG. I'm still very unhappy about that, very disappointed that Netmarble did that, but you guys can see that we've got 457 billion. I know it's not 600 billion, but again, guys, Cronin is not on this team. And if I try to use Cronin, it can be a little difficult because his 3PD is a little short, and things get a little wacky. I might work on it and see what I can do. But with this team right here, with Leona on the team, it works out pretty damn good, and you can put up a seriously good numbers. I'm actually very, very happy with that score. It's actually quite awesome. And, but I am disappointed that 3PG gets interrupted, and I do think that her skill cooldown is bugged. The skill cooldown should be, it should be ready to go. You should be able to go to your skill. You should be able to go into your skills immediately after that 3PG finishes. That 3PG lasts a good, 7 seconds or so. And yet, I mean, give or take, I'm just kind of guessing right now, but long enough to where, it's definitely 6 seconds to where your skills should be ready to go, and they're just not. And it's honestly, I don't know if that's intended to be or if that's a bug, but it is something that's quite annoying. But if you play her the way that I'm showing you guys, she's actually a very, very good buff for your team. Again, I don't think the best buff, but I tell you what, for a free character at level 90, she's a damn good buy. Or not even a buy, she's a damn good character to have, So, like I said, originally I was going to make a rant video because I was pretty pissed off last night when I was playing with her, and I was, trying to use that 3PG, and then her skills wasn't ready. It was just driving me crazy. But finally, I got a routine worked out where she actually performed really, really well with the free version of Ivy and Leona. So, guys, let me know what you think about Hotaru, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.